Like, if you could describe this journey that you've been on in one word, what word would you use and why?
Uh oh, one word. Two words actually came to mind.
Okay, that's
The
fine.
first one was exhilarating, and the second one was powerful. Exhilarating in a way because I've always tried to meditate and I never really understood how to fucking meditate. You know, it was just like, all right, close your eyes and it's like, hmm, wait, did I did I did I make sure that I turned off the lights, or did I pay this? Or, your mind starts to go into these freaking circles, and I will hop out of it and I will literally feel like a failure because I'm like, I couldn't keep still, couldn't keep my mind. But you taught it in a way where, like, I really love meditating now. Like, and this is coming from somebody who's always on the move. Like, there's not a day that doesn't go by and I'm like, okay, I have to meditate, I have to do it.
Mm,
And it's like a form of exercise now. um I think that uh my whole mindset really changed, for the better, definitely for the better. But I've and the powerful point comes in where you realize that you do have all the tools within inside you,
mm.
and you've highlighted all of those tools time and time again. You put it, like I said, you put it in a way where I'm like, oh, okay, I got it, I get it now.
Yeah,
Let
yeah.
me go ahead and meditate, dude.
That's awesome. Sorry, I'm just taking notes as you're writing.
Oh no, it's okay.
So yeah, it's exhilarating because it sounds like it was an experience that maybe you thought, oh, it's in there, and then you're like, oh, it's there, like, and you
It's
had
there,
one thing to
yeah.
like know mentally what it is, and another thing to experience it, and then just realizing that all the tools are inside of you is the powerful.
Yes. Yep. And you said that. I think the one thing that really uh was I don't want to call it like a selling point, but the part that was like, okay, I'm gonna rock out with this, when you said, I'm not a teacher, I'm not here to teach you, I'm simply here to just guide you and remind you of what you already have. And I was like, you know what? Yes,
Yeah, right.
absolutely.
Knowledge is
Because
alive within you, and I'm
yeah.
here to remind you. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. And that made me feel powerful because, I think a lot of people, we reach out, or we wind up connecting with one another, hoping that we can, like, what can you teach me? And your approach was like, no, you got it, you already have it, and I'm going to show you, I'm going to help you pull it out, I'm going to help you channel it, I'm going to help you search for it, but you have it right here already. I'm not doing anything special, but just guiding you to where you need to go to get to what you need in the world.
Yeah, beautiful. How has your meditation evolved throughout this course? So how would like the quality of your meditation or just the feeling of your meditation, how would you say it's evolved?
um I definitely, I can probably pull a good hour. Like, if I'm undisturbed, yeah. Yeah. Like,
And before
this
you
is
couldn't?
before shit. I'll probably do 5-10 minutes. I'm like, all right, I'm over it. Um but this is before the course. Afterwards, yeah, I can do, like, last the Saturday actually that just passed. I was able to just sit. I put on some nice meditation music and I did my bondan. I'm still trying to learn the terms and stuff. I,
Yeah,
I,
that's all
I
good.
crossed the knot, tied it, did all of that. But I was able to sit and think about the moment, like literally just be very present and that was powerful for me. Um, and then also too, uh, before I mean, I'm very much so into wine. I love my wine. So I would literally, when I'm stressed out, I'm like, yeah, give me my glass of wine. And now it's like, no, I'll have a glass of wine after I meditate. I need to meditate first and then I have my glass of wine. But I feel like I'm able to really um make some real solid decisions after I meditate. Just for myself, for just for everybody around me. It's really helped me out a lot. So yeah, my meditation game is gotten on point a lot.
That is so good to hear. I love hearing everyone's results have been so different. Everyone's experience has been so different and so unique. And so it's really about, like I was saying, that living process and how your experience and kind of what you need will start to arise through you, just by kind of
Mm-hmm.
opening yourself up to it.
Yep.
Um, yeah.
Yeah.
And so what would you say was one of your favorite moments in the course?
My favorite moments was when, oh my gosh, when you like freestyle, when you were like tapped in. I don't know what the hell you were tapped into, but you need to go back there very often and like all those messages that you were like sharing, you were spot on that day, like chills, constant chills. I'm like, okay, you know what? I didn't sign up for this, but I did sign up for this. But this some deep shit that's happening right now. What the heck?
Yes.
But yeah, that
Mm.
one was really magical. That one stood out the most. Um because there, you know, when I first started, that's what I would do. I would go into the Google Drive and, you know, just follow everything step by step and follow the videos. But your voice really helped me to just stay the course and stay focused on what I needed to focus on during that meditation. And yeah, you're like very
Cool.
magical.
Thank you.
No
Um,
problem.
that was magical. And for those who are listening, we had like a 90-minute meditation basically. It was like each
Oh, it
course,
was
each
deep.
class, you know, I have the PowerPoints and the videos, the guided meditations, the video library. And then one day I was like, you know what? I have nothing planned. So just close your eyes.
Yep.
And just it flowed from there. And it was
And
like
we
a
went on an
whole,
adventure.
we went on a journey through like the universe, I swear.
We surely did. We
And
surely
I,
did.
if I would have told everyone, hey, we're gonna do a 90-minute meditation, some people would
Nope.
have like hid.
Nope.
And we ended up, and everyone was
Um,
like that. Every single person, when I asked your favorite part of the course, they said it was that day when it was just flowing and we were all so
really?
every single person. That's the one question that's been like consistent.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I'm telling you, we were all connected. Like I'm, you know, throughout the course, I feel like we definitely bonded. But that day, like we were on a universal spaceship with no seatbelt, flying fast, like going through
Right.
emotions and everything. Like we was just feeling like I that was very, I don't know. I'm gonna go back to that video
That
and rewatch
recording.
it.
Yeah. The biggest change in your life that you've noticed? I mean, besides the practice, what has manifested as one of the most palpable changes in your everyday life?
Help from just any and everywhere. Like, wow, that's so crazy because I didn't even have to think about that. Help has manifested like from big to small to instant to later on. Like, I can say because I'm channeling more inner peace, like my world is literally showing up as peace on the outside.
Yes. Yes. It starts with you.
Yeah.
That is um that is I'm like beaming right now. I'm so happy. I'm so proud of you. I mean, I watched you go through these moments throughout the course,
Yeah,
and share those moments when I'm checking in, and like there's just a lot going on in your life, and to just see that you're able to center yourself in this peaceful space even with all the
yeah.
kind of
I think
seemingly
that
chaotic stuff.
yeah, super chaotic because there was times where, I'm still breastfeeding my daughter. So like and she's 2 at this point. So I'm like a pacifier to her. Um, so she'll just come, like I'm literally in meditation mode and she's like, oh my God, so I gotta turn off the camera and still zoom in and listen. This particular time in my life, it was very much so, um it was important for me to go through this course. um like I say, I don't know mentally where I would be right now if I did not agree to this, and you convinced me, like, girl, just like you need this right now. Like, oh yes, what, I think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Right.
But it's one of those, it's really is an undescribable thing. It's like
Yeah.
you have to experience it. Like I'm
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
find the damn words, but it's like you have to experience it in order. Like when that's all that I can really say. Like you have to experience it, and
Yeah,
it's
I'm
powerful.
like moved to
It's
tears
it's
right now.
magical. It's one of those things where it's
Yeah.
like, damn, like wow.
It saved
Like
my
I was
life.
telling you, yeah,
It saved my
yeah,
life.
it's
And
saving me. It's damn
yeah,
sure saving me.
it saved my
Cause it's
life.
been
And
some days. Yeah.
yeah, and I feel like it belongs in the world, this
Yes.
knowledge, and it's so
Yeah.
important. There are so many people who are in darkness. There are so many
Yeah.
people who feel hopeless, and to
Yeah.
tune into that source, the source
Yep.
of your energy, the source of all things that you could possibly create, all goodness, and to
Yeah.
hear someone describe it, like I said, I'm not the teacher, you are telling me about
Yeah.
your experience of your own kundalini, and like that just gives me tears, because like these are your words, and like it's like
Yeah.
what you said, where I was like in the beginning, I'm like, look, I'm not your teacher, your energy is going to teach you.
Right.
Your
Right.
experience is going to teach you, and then
Yeah.
and so I'm so tired of people like, I read about kundalini and someone said this, like, oh, I
No, you
read about
can't.
it, and so I'm
It's
like, okay,
something
stop,
that
close the
you,
book.
yeah.
No, no more
Yeah.
books.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
stop.
Right.
Like somebody
Yeah.
experienced it and then they wrote about it. Oh, my light just went off. And then you are reading someone else's experience. You're not even,
Yeah.
getting
You're
into
not
the
even
truth of
getting
your own.
yours. Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So that just,
Yeah.
oh man. So what has this course taught you about yourself that you didn't know before?
I'm very capable of meditating. I thought that I was like a lost cause with meditating. People are like, you meditate? I'm like, yeah, I do close my eyes and, you know.
I like the act of meditating. Like,
Yeah, I
I
do
look
the
like I'm
act.
meditating. Like, if you take a
I
picture
do
of
the
me,
act
sure.
of meditating very well once upon a time, but now I can really, and especially with the slides that you've created, like you really made it a very interactive experience. Like learning about the left channel and the right channel, and how one can be overactivated and one can be depleted, and understanding the signals in your body, and like all of that is very much so connected. I was so glad, like when I got off the phone call, like I immediately called my friend. I was just like, did you know? And she was like, what? I'm like, yeah, girlfriend. Yeah. So it was it is
Yeah, yeah.
like,
Oh man. So
it
it
is.
taught you that you're capable of meditating. It taught you that you're
Yeah,
capable in
I'm
general,
just very
right?
capable. I can, and even with being a mother of 2, my children are very active, 10 years old and 2. in a process of moving, in a process, like I was able to still just be still, you know. Um, and that was the biggest thing for me, because when there's any time growing up, whenever there was a lot of chaos, I would move with the chaos. It's like, oh my God, I gotta, you know, just constantly. But the power of just, there's so much power in being still. Like you can get a lot of things done with just being in within yourself and being completely silent, being still, and just allowing everything to literally just melt away. Or you bring it up,
Uh-huh.
let it pour over you, just feel it up here,
Mm.
or you pull it out and throw it away.
Yep. It's so powerful when you take back the power in your hands, right?
Yes. Yep. Absolutely. Personally, I feel like everyone should take the damn course. Only for those that are wanting to evolve internally and shift and shake their world in a better way. I feel like those who are not really committed to themselves first shouldn't even waste their time or yours. But um I'm proud. I only missed 2 courses, which, you know, I'm pissed off that I did. But you know, life happens. But the 8 weeks, I'll be very honest, I was looking forward to every Saturday at 12 o'clock. I'm like, I don't care, like snacks, whatever. I made sure my children were good, straight. Here's the laptop, watch a show, don't bother me. Mommy has to go meditate, and I'll get myself together. You know, most of the time, I'm in a process of moving, so my house is like a whole freaking shit show right now. But just to be able to sit in that in the space and clutter and still be calm, it's like, yeah. I'll be very honest. I'm gonna take all of it with me, but this is something I could teach my children, and that's really big for me. This is something I can teach, I mean, anybody, but more so this is something that I feel like I the time that I've invested in learning this is something I could literally pass on to my children, and they can pass on to their children. Like this is something this is a generational investment that I've made.
And your family and your loved ones, you
Yeah,
know, you come
yeah,
across those friends who are like in that space that you were, and just like, all right, listen,
yeah,
open up your
yeah,
hands, girl.
yeah.
Just
You might, right.
you know, but just take a
Flow
seat.
with
But
me.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's how it was. Like when I discovered it, suddenly I was like, I want to teach everyone. I was teaching strangers. If there was like, I taught homeless people, people I sat next to on the bus, everyone I sat next to. I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, have you tried meditation? Hey, you want to try meditation? Want to meet me in the park? Want to try meditation? And I just was
Yeah.
every opportunity that I got, because I personally was like in such a dark place myself, you know? And so when I
Yeah.
discovered it, I was like, holy shit, everyone needs this. Everyone does.
Yeah.
And it just like
Yeah.
ignited in me. And so I feel grateful. I want to say thank you to
Thank you.
this. Yeah. And that's like that radical self-care time, right? Where you literally like,
Yes.
when the world is always trying to steal you away from yourself, for you to say, no, I'm dedicating, like you said, people who are dedicated to themselves, which is really hard to do. And I love like your example of that, because you're the only person who had children. And
Uh-huh.
I saw them reaching into the camera, and then
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
camera going off. And then I was like, oh, she's doing, and you were like, still like so dedicated, you know, and
Yeah.
you were like, you would come back and people would have questions, and you would be one of the only person sometimes who's like, yeah, I went through all 3 videos. I did it every day. I was like, see, she's got 3 kids, she's got kids, and she's in all this chaos, she's moving all this, and she's doing it every day. Like, y'all have no excuse. Like, no.
Yeah. Yeah, literally. There's no excuse. Like if you're dedicated to wanting to change your world, like you really have to start with yourself first. It starts with self, and that's one of the things that I really like. It took me a long time, but I've it's sticking with me now. Like you have to put yourself first. You have to really tap into all the parts of self so that way you can see the change on the outside. And I've just, like I said, help has been presenting itself to me, and I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah, that's so great. And you were saying that like you have to dedicate to yourself, and really like it's not a huge dedication, like 10 minutes a day, you know, like 15 minutes a day maybe, but the return
Right,
on investment is high. You know, the
right,
return on investment is guaranteed if you just fought, like practice what I tell you to practice. You know, like I'm giving you the steps, but what arises from those steps is like undeniable, like absolutely undeniable.
right, right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.